Now, I promise to show you how you can apply everything I've said, and anybody can do it, no matter where they've come from, what they've got now. They could turn themselves into a millionaire if they take these simple lessons and apply them. And I wish I'd been told this when I was younger, because when you're young, the one thing you really have, the most powerful thing that can help you as an investor is time. You have so much of it, so use it wisely. Now, this example I'm going to run through is if you are 18 years old and you may have nothing at all, no money in an investment account, but you commit to start saving £50 a month and you're going to start investing it. And I've created an example that you might, for example, put it into a tracker fund and you start to invest in the stock market over time. Now, each year you also increase the amount that you put into the investment by the rate of inflation, which on a long-term average is about 3% a year. So the first year you put in £50 a month. Next year you put in £51.50 a month. And then the next year after that, you increase it slightly again by the rate of inflation. I've just picked this as an illustrative example. You can increase it by more than that if you want to. If you do that and you stick with that process over the long term, then by the time you reach the current state pension age, you would have 1.2 million in your investment account. Now, of course, you've got to take into account of inflation, and that would be worth about £275,000 in today's money. But you are, on paper, so wealthy compared to where you started. So bear in mind, even in this example, if you stick to it, the commitment, and you keep paying that money over time, and even when you get towards that end point, you will only be paying a couple of £100 a month into that pension or that investment. And that will feel relatively low because you've got to think over time, prices rise and the value of money goes down. So you've got to think that the average salary today is around £33,000 a year. And you compare £50 a month to that number. Well, if you're paying a couple £100 in the future, in say 40 years time, 50 years time, then the average salary isn't going to be anywhere near 33,000. It's going to be many, many multiples more in that relative sense. So this is incredibly powerful, this compounding effect that you can take advantage of. And it doesn't matter where you come from. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter about gender. It doesn't matter about what job you do. You can do something you love, your real passion. You can become a YouTuber. You can do whatever you want, but stick to this plan or something very similar and take advantage of these things. Nobody can stop you. And I wish teachers would teach you this at school, to empower people to be better versions of themselves and be able to grow wealth, and importantly, then be able to pass wealth on to the next generation. So I wanted to inspire people with this particular piece, and it did inspire the young people at the Renaissance Foundation, which I'm particularly proud of. They're completely enthused about it. So I'd love people's feedback. I want to inspire everybody, not just young people, to show them that how simple investing can be, but also to read more about it, because one famous quote is about one of the best investments you can make is in yourself. So learn about investing, start to educate yourself. And the amazing thing is, when I started doing this 20 years ago, in working in the markets and working in the financial advice sector, nobody could invest unless they had £50,000 and they had a stockbroker who would actually give them the time of day. Now you can go and buy a coffee and that change could be put into investments for you. The costs have been driven down. This is now accessible to everybody. So that's why you should take advantage of it. And those who do, and they do it early, can reap huge rewards.